What's going on, everyone? Kelly Cavallera here, one half of 7 Area Media, and happy Labor Day. It's Monday, we're back, episode 72. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Sorry for the confusion of people who forgot to see my post that we took a couple days off. We went and kind of had a wedding that we went and did. Celebrated some good friends of ours, Jake and Lauren, who finally got married on Friday. So glad to be back. Who's in labor? JP, you're in labor. Did you not get the memo? So, I'm going to do all the advertisements at the end, guys, because you know what? Today's a very special episode. You know why? Because Line Dance is back. We are back. In case you missed the post last week, I shared it. Vegas Dance Explosion announced they are happening. So who's my guest today? None other than the people who are putting it on. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug and Jackie Miranda. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
What's up with you?
Hey, it's going good here so far. I'm just I don't know who was happier to make that announcement on Tuesday, y'all or me reading it.
We're very happy.
We're very excited.
Gonna come together.
Absolutely. So, for those who don't know who you are, which I have no idea if there's anybody out there that doesn't, tell us a little bit about how y'all got into the line dance world.
I got the line
Like
dance world back in the 90s. It was in the 90s. And oddly enough, it was teaching at a senior center that my mother was going to. I know. So I was just helping out. And then all of a sudden, the teacher didn't come back and I ended up doing it. And then I started going to some of the clubs out there in California when we were still living in California. And I saw this big group of people doing these really cool line dances, like the Macarena and Hey Bruce, Michael Barr's Hey Bruce, and Men in Black. And I thought, hey, I want to learn those. I want to do that kind of dancing. And comes to find out, it was Doug Miranda's class. There's like about 100 of them there. So found out where his class was, started going to his class, and then here we are. Ta-da!
So you came to my class.
I went to his class.
To learn from me.
Yeah, but he was watching me on the dance floor too.
Yep, I was.
At the club.
I admit.
Because I was teaching there, and he came when I taught.
Yes. Yep. I started dancing in early mid-'80s, around 83, 84. And I got interested after seeing the movie Urban Cowboy. I think that came out in 78 or 79. Back then, I was in high school. And went to a bar, a club, I guess they call it. And I'd hang out with my friends and wear the tight jeans and big belt buckles and cowboy hats and the real cool shirts. And we just enjoyed it. And we would kind of play around. And we were doing dances. I don't even remember. Some of them had names, Wooden Nickel and Tulsa Time and Tumbleweed, a lot of dances that I haven't seen in years. And somebody saw us dancing there in the bar, and she came up and asked us if we'd like to go to the county fair. And it was in September, and it was at the LA County Fair, which is big, and demonstrate what we were doing. And it didn't sound like anything we wanted to do, because we just have a few beers and like dance at the club. And then she said, well, you'll get free tickets and free parking. And we said, yeah, we'll be there. So eight of us went there, and we got to go 4 nights, and the crowd was huge when they watched us doing stuff. And we had prepared a dance to show different steps to this song that had come out. I guess it was 86 when this happened, and it was Hooked on Country.
That's where it started.
And so we choreographed this little dance to that, didn't even write steps down or anything. And that's what we demoed at the fair like 30 times in an hour and a half, and just went from there. And eventually I started giving lessons in early 90s at a rec center, and met her in about 96.
Yep.
And after she pursued me for many, many years, I finally gave in, and here we are.
Whoa. Well, we went on, you had a Bonanza Bash.
That's
So I
right.
started going to that dance event, and then he started traveling he got invited to Australia and New Zealand, and so then he would get a group of us together and go on these trips, and then we started competing as a duo, and then we just kept seeing each other and dancing together, and then there you are.
I'm a lucky man.
Aw, thanks.
And then we started Vegas. We were in Laughlin for a few years and outgrew the hotel there, and then needed to move it to Vegas to get a bigger hotel. And I think that was back in 2000 that we did our first Vegas event, maybe 2001. I kept thinking this was the 20th anniversary, so maybe it was 2000. So anyway, back to Vegas. It's on. It's going to be modified. We stopped at the hotel this past week. We were in California, and then took a little quick trip over to Westgate to talk to the staff and managers, and they think some of the restrictions they have in place now will be lifted by November. But we're formatting the event with the restrictions as they stand now, and it'll be pretty good. As far as instructors, every instructor that we've talked to internationally wants to come. It just depends if the borders will be open up and they'll be allowed to come.
Right.
So we have a backup plan, and we've invited some additional American instructors that we didn't have room for before, and so it'll be good, but I'll make that announcement when I have the confirmations and the list is final. Coming up within 2 weeks, maybe, I think.
Takes a little bit of time to get a hold of everybody and see who all's available, and of course the not knowing about restrictions for international travel, like Doug just mentioned, we kind of have to take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, because things are changing daily. I mean, we were at the airport. We connected in Dallas last week or 2 weeks before that too, when we headed out to California, and the airport was empty. Our plane was I guess 3/4 full. But they took our temperature at every gate coming in. Everybody wore masks. There were no problems, and I think it's plenty safe. I felt comfortable.
We really did.
We were more conscious of what we touched, and I'm trying to get in the habit of not touching my mouth and my face and stuff, and remembering to use hand sanitizer. But I think it's becoming the new norm. So with those restrictions in place, if you keep hearing the squeaky, our dog is here bringing his little toy.
Little squeaky toy.
This is Bella, who just wants to play all the time.
Everyone in the chat's going to be happy now. They always like to see the animals.
Bella's here, and she just wants to play, so go get it. Oops, there she goes.
The other one.
So, are people asking questions or anything? They want to ask questions? Let me look at here.
Oh, no, so far we're good. Guys, above all of our heads, I have the dates, November 17th through 22nd. I have the nice big logo. I've already been looking at flights, guys. Flights right now across the U.S. are really cheap. So if you're in the United States and thinking about going, definitely come out. The flights flights to and from Vegas right now are not bad at all.
Well, the good thing too is because you can cancel, and there won't be a change fee if you need to change it. You can cancel. So that's also another good thing about traveling right now. Whereas before, if an event got canceled or you just couldn't go, you're kind of stuck with the airlines. So that way, everybody, you can feel safe, and we really felt safe traveling to California and back.
Yeah, it was nice. It was kind of a bummer because there was no indoor seating in California. We live in Tennessee now, and the restrictions from COVID are much lighter in Tennessee than they are in California. But we couldn't. It's all outdoor seating. While we were in California, temperature averaged 100 to 113 during the time that we were there. It's a dry heat, but it was
still.
It was.
It was hot.
So we're glad to be back in Tennessee.
Oh, I can imagine. Speaking of Tennessee, y'all have been still pretty nonstop with the shows.
Our theater opened up
still going?
In June, early June. No, it actually opened up Memorial Day weekend. So I think that was the last weekend in May. And we've been running 6 days a week, sometimes 3 shows a day. Saturday night, we're sold out, max capacity in our theater with the social distance seating is 250, and we had like 260. But there's people in this town. They're crazy all over. It's just like I don't know. And we haven't had any real, I guess, threats or dangers with COVID. I don't know what it'll be like after this weekend, but
we've not had to turn anyone away. When
That's
we take
good.
their temperatures, they wear their masks unless they're eating, because we offer appetizers. But for the most part, we've not had, knock on wood, any issues. And of course, these folks come from all over.
Right.
They're glad to be out and about, number one. So they are looking forward to some entertainment after being home all this time. And I'm sure the line dancers are too. It's been wonderful for folks like Rachel and Streamline, and of course all the other folks who are teaching online, the Zoom events. It's been wonderful for those who can't get out, because I do hear a lot of our friends, we try to talk to them on the phone. They just miss the social aspect so much. So they rely on having that Zoom to be able to dance, but they still miss the interaction. So I think for the most part for Vegas, people have been very positive, and we will take all the precautions we need to keep everyone safe.
I mean, things that we know we're going to do anyways right now, have temperature checks. Whether or not people will be required to wear masks in the social dancing is undecided right now. Right now, there is a mask mandate. The vice president of Westgate told me they expect that'll be gone because they have a couple of other conventions that'll be happening there in the last part of October. And we may have different rooms. One room that requires all masks, one room that if you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to, and one room could be both. I don't know. We're going to get the details on that figured out. We are going to have more workshop rooms than in the past because we're going to limit the size. And instead of double repeats, which we've done on all of our dance lessons, we may have tri-peats. And it may be taught 3 times during the week since the capacity in each of the rooms will be smaller. But we'll still have as much dance floor as we've had in the past because we were already contracted with that, which is one of the reasons that we need to have the event because we do have those obligations. And anybody who wants to roll over their pass and doesn't feel comfortable coming, we'll roll it over to 2021. And we'll just credit their registration for next year. And I think our capacity will be about 500. We could go up to 600, but we're going to wait and see. Right now, we've got a little under 300 people that I know for sure are coming, who have confirmed. And that's after probably about that many roll over their pass, because we are over 600 prior to the COVID breaking out.
Right.
We're going to do what we need to do.
Now, is the rest of the casino open?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I thought I heard talk to Tim Perez that pretty much almost all the casinos have reopened now for at least the gambling aspect.
Mm-hmm.
They're not full capacity for rooms yet.
Right.
But so they still have restrictions, but the casinos are open. There aren't any shows that I know of that are open.
Yeah, no live entertainment. Most of that's shut down. We have a Motown show that is also still waiting. That's on hiatus right now. So.
Okay.
But November is a different month.
And that is so true. We got a couple more months still. So guys, definitely buy your passes, book your flights, come join us in Vegas because I know I'm looking forward to it. I was so happy.
It'll be good.
We are too, most definitely.
So someone asked, so are your theaters in Tennessee running at capacity or reduced capacity?
Reduced capacity.
Reduced capacity.
We're at 50% capacity now. We do 6-foot social distancing between parties.
Right.
So we might have a family of 12 come in. They'll all sit together, but it'll be 6 feet before the next people.
The next party.
So.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Disney's done. That's why it's hard to Disney's still having the trouble of figuring out how many people they can get in because all the party sizes are different.
Yeah.
They're still not used to that.
Yeah. And it's been a little bit of a challenge in the beginning because we had to take all the sales offline. They could only buy at the theater or on the phone and book their tickets because we couldn't see the seating. But now we're online and we are able to see the seating and we can space them out. So it's working. Life is slowly coming back.
Right.
But you have to understand this is something that's never happened before. So it's going to be all new to everyone. So Vegas, that'll be all new to us, but it'll still be fun.
We've got some surprises that'll be unique for this year's Vegas that'll probably never repeat it again. And it's gonna be neat.
Or it might have worked so well, we might do it again.
I've been saying this. We're gonna see dance events as a whole in a whole new way. I think everyone is now. We were talking about that last week. I had a West Coast swing guy, Victor, on the DJ that we were talking about events, and actually tomorrow I got Jimmy Mulligan on, who's a ballroom and country dancer, and apparently ballroom events have not stopped. They are still been going this entire time. Like 40 ballroom events have happened through Corona. I was like, what?
Good for them.
He's coming on tomorrow. He's coming on the show tomorrow to talk about what the ballroom events have been doing this entire time, and it's pretty much no social dancing, limited only dancing with your pro and stuff like that, which doesn't work.
Right.
But we said from the get-go, if any event was going to happen, a line dance event would happen because we don't touch each other.
Right.
While dancing, we don't touch each other.
What you do after that.
Right. What happens after that?
Touching going on at some dance events.
Right. So.
But yeah, I don't know if JP will be at this one. No, it's somebody else.
Jill.
Yeah.
JP wants to know if you're going to give away free Corona for every attendee.
Free Corona.
The beer, of course, not the disease.
Well,
the beer
it
you
depends.
mean.
If we only get 200 people, that might not cost too much. Fireball's my choice.
Yes, we know.
That should kill anything right there.
We'll have angry balls available.
That too.
Of course.
Yep.
There's just some things you can't take away no matter what, Doug. Come on.
That's right.
And for those who don't know what that is Fireball shot with Angry Orchard. Angry balls. Fireball. Angry Orchard. Yes.
Yes, the ballroom events have been only comps, only from what we heard. There's no and like Big Jim just said, most ballroom events don't have social dancing anyway, so it's just been comps. But I'm curious, and I'm going to find out tomorrow because the UCWDC events even are mainly competition as well, and they haven't been happening either. So I'm kind of curious what the ballroom event world's doing that's work that the rest, no one else has figured out yet.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know that too.
And for Vegas, we're still going to have our choreography competition. Because
awesome.
We already have like 6 people signed up, so there's no reason why we can't take that.
No, that's definitely. I think someone on my post asked, I think you already mentioned it, you're going to give the update of the instructors. Because when I shared it, there was questions on it. And I'm sure that's... Joe Kinzer says, you should put Fireball in every registration packet. Really, Joe?
Yeah, nobody has... We've just had one instructor who has elected not to come because of her concerns over COVID, and she's from California, but everybody I've talked to internationally is still planning to be here.
Right.
It's just getting in the country.
Yeah, I know they've started back up. I know a couple of them have been able to do some in-person events the last couple of weeks, and
some are scheduled to have the travel restrictions lifted in October, the 1st of October, and another country 15th. But of course, that could be extended, or it could not, and we just have to wait and see. But with people needing to make hotel reservations and airline reservations, we have to just do it on the feeling that it's going to happen. And I'm sure some instructors, if they can't come, we're going to work with some things and maybe have some live Zoom lessons in the different ballrooms because, as you know, we have screens in every room and we have the technology that we can do that. So, that's not the same as having somebody there. But with the people that are there, the ones that aren't, it'll be one party anyways.
Yeah, it might be a lot of fun to see, like Roy Verdonk in his dance studio, teaching a class on Zoom. So we're minds are spinning.
That's why it's just too soon to make that confirmation. But we do know for sure the event will happen regardless.
Someone did just post, let's see here if I can read all of this. We live near Paris. We bought a pass for the Vegas 2020 a few months ago. They bought a package flight with hotel with British Airways. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, British Airways mentioned that flights from Paris to Vegas were canceled, and we have been reimbursed. Can they just roll over their pass, right?
Yes,
of course.
That's what
absolutely. Just send us an email.
Or get a different airline. Heck with British Airways.
That's always a possibility. I do know that
American
some are
Airlines
still...
flies to Paris So
Yeah, I do know some
Delta.
airlines are still letting you book international flights over because some of the restrictions are starting to lift slowly.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, we're flying to Mexico Friday. Going to spend a week in Cabo San Lucas.
Yep.
take me
So,
with you.
yeah, that's where it's, well, we're looking forward to that one.
I bet, I'm sure.
Supposed to go in July for
Yeah.
someone's birthday.
Yes.
So I owe it to you to go ahead and do it now, because we've had a few friends go and come back, and they said everything was fine. So we're
Yeah,
gonna give it a shot. See what happens.
there you go. How, besides running the show, how have y'all been keeping yourself busy during this nice slowdown period?
Mhm.
A lot of house projects, home projects that are getting done. We
Yep.
have a 3-story house, and all the decks are the same. We have a deck on each floor, and I just decided I would like to paint each deck different and have a different theme. So there goes Douglas.
No, she decided she'd like to have each deck painted. Not she would like to paint each deck. She would like to have it painted.
I painted the first deck,
Oh, okay.
and then that was
And then
it.
we painted the outside of the house, and we put new staircase, and kind of remodeled our Airbnbs, and invested and got another one, an additional one now that's going to be available in a few weeks. So
And so we better get back to work, because he just keeps on finding more things, more projects to do, which is great, but
Yeah, normally during the summers I see all your posts of your pictures from Disney World.
I know.
And I
We haven't had long
so
time.
We
it's
have
been
not
reversed.
been to
This
Disney
summer I've been at
all-
Disney.
That is the one thing that hurts my heart, that I could not go to Disney, and it's already September. We haven't been yet.
And we're big movie buffs. We like to go to the movies a lot, and we've missed that. But
Right.
Netflix and Amazon,
Thank God
goodness.
for Netflix.
Yeah, I know the Disney Plus released Mulan this past weekend.
Mulan.
For
Yes.
the fee, yeah.
Oh, we had a cast member rush home after the show. Mulan is on. I have to get home. Bye, Felicia. Okay.
Is that her name?
No,
Oh, okay.
but she's wonderful. She has an 8-year-old, and I was jealous.
Right.
I wanted to go and watch with them.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, we've been to Disney. I think we went 4 times in the past week and a half. We've gone to different parks.
It's like,
It's the perfect. If you're an annual pass holder, this is the perfect time to go. It is empty. Like, no
But
line.
are-
Like, there's like no lines to get on rides or anything. It's great.
Wow. But don't you have to buy your ticket in advance? Don't you have to make a reservation to get in if you're not a?
You do. So you have to pay. You get. This is a little weird. Like, you can make up to three reservations at a time, and so like once your first day goes, you can book another day. So you can't. They're about to
Oh.
open it up more, where you can book more days as pass holders.
Okay.
But yeah, we just make your reservations in advance, like what days you want to go, what park. The only thing I don't like is you can't park hop.
Oh,
They're not allowing park hopping right now, so you can only go to
Oh,
one park per
man.
day.
That's what we would do a lot.
That's that. We did the same thing because there's no matter what, you can't spend all day in Animal Kingdom. It's
No.
just there's not enough to do, and like you can be like we went the other day and we got the park done in like 4 hours.
Wow. Well,
Like,
that's
we
because
literally-
you know what you want to do.
No, we did. We literally did everything but one ride, and we rode Flight of Passage twice.
Wow. That
we
is
literally
amazing.
we got on Expedition Everest and we had the whole train to ourselves.
oh wow.
Wow.
It was.
Amazing.
It's that empty. You can literally do the entire thing.
So you got to do Avatar and everything.
We did Avatar twice for the first time.
That's
Yep.
the one you're saying. Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And like Kelly just said, Food and Wine's going on right now at Epcot. It's probably the most calm food and wine festival ever. It's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we better go.
Doug's like, duh. It's like-
We'll be doing pina coladas and margaritas and tequila shots. And,
He's like, no, you're taking me to Mexico. No Disney.
that's right. That's right.
Come on, everybody.
Hmm.
Cabo San Lucas, let's go.
Oh, man.
You can do it.
So,
yep.
any other plan? I know Jackie, y'all both have just taught on Streamline. You both taught on Think of a Social Distancing. I know y'all shared, and guys, if you missed it, I think Streamline still has it up somewhere. They streamed an entire show from their theater for.
Oh yes,
Chris
we
Whittle
were on.
weekend.
We
Yeah,
did a
we-
little snippet of Motown and did a little snippet of Hit Parade that I'm
Yep.
in. and Streamline had that on for their part of their show. So that was a lot of fun.
We're going to do a Zoom with Roy Verdonk while we're in Mexico. I think on not this Friday, the following Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday. It's on a Wednesday.
Oh, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to find a spot there, probably be on the beach, but we're going to do a lesson, something that we just choreographed.
Nice.
That's another thing. I'm asking all the instructors that are coming to Vegas to debut a new dance, which will be the first time they'll be seen, even if those who are international and aren't able to make it, if they Zoom us one, something that's never been taught, never been shown, where the first time anybody will see it on the floor will be during the Vegas event.
There you go.
Usually we're the last of the year, and a lot of dances have already gone around, but this time we'll look at it as the first.
You are going to be the first one since March, so first one in person at least.
Yeah. Are there any other events going on in the U.S.?
So far, everyone has canceled. The only one that has not canceled that I know of is Rosie has not canceled New York State of Line yet, and Jen and Jason have not canceled the Classic yet.
Okay.
Cool.
The Classic is still supposed to happen, I know of, on the first week of December, which is 2 weeks after you. That is still on the schedule to happen. I don't know about Nysol, whether or not what's going to happen. New York's a finicky state to try to figure out. You don't know what they're going to do.
So, exactly. Well, fingers crossed for everybody.
So I know. I talked to Jen. Jen said unless the state of Florida makes her not have it, or if the hotel cancels on her, that the Classic will be happening. So.
Well, that's what we're doing with Westgate. We keep in touch with them every week. We talk with someone there, and usually it's the VP, and then that way we know that the word is the word.
From the source,
from the source.
I knew it was a good sign when they allowed the casinos to open.
Right.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, come on, keep going.
Well, they allowed the casinos to open and the bars, and then they ended up shutting down the bars.
Right. Yeah, because Tim said Gillies still isn't open.
Yeah, so the bars aren't open.
They won't allow them to teach. I was like, ugh. But they allowed the gambling, which makes I don't get it. I don't know. They did the same thing in Florida. Restaurants are allowed to open here, but they reshut the bars down. The bars still can't open.
Wow.
In the whole state of Florida, they haven't opened back up none of the bars. They opened them up for about a week and then they reshut everything down.
Sure, they have their reasons. We just best thing to do is just follow, and that way maybe we can get over it and hopefully get that vaccine going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sadly, our industry has the age bracket which is most at risk, and that's where a lot of people need to be cautious, and we understand that. And just like in our theater, we invested in the foggers and the misters and the sanitizers and the whole thing, and we'll have that in Vegas as well, where we'll do probably twice daily temperature checks, but we will at least 3 times sanitize and fog each room. Just because you never know. But and Westgate itself has taken those precautions in the public restrooms and in the rooms themselves. So it's going to be as safe as it can be.
That makes sense. No, totally.
We have HONKY scented.
Has there been any word on when they're going to start the shows back up?
No, we're still November tentatively, but they'll tell us 30 days out if that's going to happen or not. So we'll know officially in October. It's going to be November, but it's not going to be in October. That's for sure.
Right.
And New Year's Eve is a big thing in Vegas, and they just built that new Raiders stadium, sitting empty. So
they're don't they play next week there?
I don't know. Well, with no fans.
Well, yeah, no fans. They're not one of the ones that are allowing fans this year.
Right.
I think they said at the beginning of the year, no matter what, they weren't allowing fans. I know there's a couple NFL teams that are allowing fans, but they're not one of them. I think they said no fans for the whole year in the new stadium.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well,
Tim said yes. I think that was mine. Hopefully,
Okay.
I think the Raiders do play there next week because I know football starts next week. I thought the Raiders had their first game at home there.
Oh.
So because the Dolphins are allowing fans. The Miami team is allowing fans. I think 3,500 of them, which still is like 10% capacity, but it's hardly anybody. But that's about average from in attendance the last couple of years anyway. We're that bad. So you said that you already said that there's a chance he'll go up. Yes, Raiders do play in Vegas. Yes, I know the Raiders play in Vegas. No fans. That's right. Yeah, no fans. Okay. He did say no fans. You said they could lax on going up to the 600 attendees.
Yeah. Well, we could go even more. It's just getting the ballroom space that will capacitate our reduced numbers.
Right.
Because we're not going to ever have 400 or 500 in a room.
Oh no.
Yeah. But we'll have over the line dance lobby is going to have restrictions. We don't know what those are yet, because we can have social relaxed seating, on comfortable chairs and a dance floor, but it can't be full. So yeah, it's going to be modified, but it'll just be a smaller version of what everybody's used to. And with the reduced numbers that we know, because so many people are rolling over their passes, that's not going to be a problem. So the diehards that want to go, they're going to have a great time. And everybody just has to be patient and understanding with the instructors who aren't able to come, but know that we are extending some invitations of some, what I consider A-list instructors who, for whatever reason, weren't able to come or invited for this year, and that may fill in. So we're just waiting to get confirmations.
Awesome. And we'll keep everyone posted as far as what our numbers are. And we did get some emails and phone calls from folks who were worried. Well, I registered early on. Will I be able to be part of that? Absolutely. If you registered already, you are in. So
I'm sure you guys got bombarded when you made that post on Tuesday.
We stayed up till about 4 a.m. for a few days just to answer emails and
we send out a confirmation to each person.
And our apologies if we're not getting back to everyone as fast as we can. And some of you emailed a lot earlier on, and we wanted to have the right answers for you. So we may not have answered right away, but now we are. We're going back and answering everyone as fast as we can to let you know what's happening.
Right. I remember. I think we're seeing a line at Rise of the Resistance to get on at Hollywood Studios for Star Wars, and I looked down at my phone waiting to walk in, and I saw your post, and I looked at Kelly. I go, I'm so messaging him to make sure this is real. And I messaged you from the line.
Yeah, we finally I had just got the confirmed email.
Yep.
And it wasn't 15 minutes when I posted that, so. Yeah,
I'm saying I got off the ride and I shared it right away. And Kelly goes, "Are you?" I go, "Yes." I go, "I'm excited."
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I've been waiting. I knew because I knew it needs to happen, and it's not nothing against the pandemic, but we're watching all this big stuff happen. Like Disney World's open, Universal, all the theme parks are open, and there's plenty of places where we can socially distance and go smaller. The question is, when was someone going to be able to do? Someone actually do it? I know Jen wanted to hold Fun in the Sun, and then Marriott canceled on her back in July because Florida opened up to allow about 100 people at the group in July and then shut it back down again.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And I've been waiting and I've just watched cancel after cancel after cancel. I'm like, okay, come on. Everything's relaxing. One's got to happen. I'm like, I was hoping with what was coming up left. There's only 2 or 3 of you guys left for the year before it changed. I'm like, there's only 2 or 3 options. We got to hit 1 or 2. And then it was funny talking to Jimmy last week when Jimmy was talking to Victor, because we were talking about West Coast Swing events, and we knew couples events would be harder to happen. But when he said ballroom events had still been happening, I'm like, okay. But why hasn't any other competitions happened?
Right.
Yeah, there is a Vegas couples event that happens in December, and they cancel.
Right. They literally just canceled right after. I'm like,
yeah,
the Las Vegas dance finale for the UCWDC.
Well, there's a lot of other factors that if people, just as we did, we got a lot of folks saying, well, thank you so much for rolling it over.
Right.
And they're just not comfortable. So if you can have an event, but if most people are saying, I am not safe, I can't do this because of my age, or I don't want to bring it back to my family, that sort of thing. So then it might be better to cancel because you really won't have enough people participating.
Right.
And it does cost a lot to have an event.
Yeah, there's a business side of it that
Right.
I know.
we're contractually obligated, even with like a dance floor vendor, where yeah, you could say, well, because of COVID, kind of give us a break. Well, it doesn't always work that way.
Right.
We've signed contracts and with hotels, and there's attrition where, you know, if you don't have this so many room nights, your price for ballroom rental goes up and such, and we're not going to be anywhere close. I mean, we sell out every year at 1,500,
Right.
and we're not going to down. That's 1,000 people that we normally have that we're not going to have. And at the same time, there's not going to be any events simultaneously going on in that hotel while we're there, which is kind of cool because it does give us the option to have more ballroom space with fewer people. But, you know, if we were running 5 workshops every hour, and let's say we increase that to 10, well, that means there's going to be 10 instructors. But with 500 people, that allows us 50 people per room per lesson. But then how do you determine which 50 go into one room and which 50 go into another,
Right.
because they might want this instructor? Well, by doing that, you give them more variety. Instead of having it taught once, you have it taught twice like we do in the past, but maybe it's got to be 3 times, 4 times, so that everybody can get exposure. Well, then how do you keep 10 instructors circulating at a time for how many hours? So we have to think of breaks, or do we start at 10 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock with lessons? There's a lot of things we got to work out, but it's going to happen and it will be done. And I've been proud that we've been pretty much one of the leaders in introducing new things and concepts at dance events, and this might be something that'll be the norm from now on. Who knows? We'll see. But we're going to work it out.
Absolutely.
And we will keep everybody's safety in mind, but still keep it fun, because that's important. Like we were going to have one, we thought we could have like a streaking party where the instructors run through each of the dance workshop rooms at once.
Streaking party?
Because everybody will be, say we don't have to have a mask, or they can wear their mask on any other body part.
Streaking?
We'll get creative. After Fireball, who knows what everybody's going to do. Joe Kinzer would do that. I think she would be one of the first ones. She'd say, I'm going to wear my mask down here and not up here, and then she'll run streaking.
Oh my Lord. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it first.
Not for me.
Not with me.
Well, it might get more people to come to the event. Who knows?
We'll get more guys to
Well,
Oh. Yeah, Jonathan Sack just posted that right now. He goes, I want to come, but the UK government says as of now we have a UK quarantine for 2 weeks on return. So it turns into a 3-week minimum break. Jonathan, just stay here for a month then. Come on over.
Well,
there you go.
somebody ought to book a hotel or resort in the UK, and upon returning from Vegas, start a dance event at that particular hotel for 2 weeks. Then they can quarantine while they're at a dance event, and they don't have to miss out on anything. That's a brilliant idea.
Tim Perez just said it is Vegas, so streaking is kind of normal.
Well,
Are
maybe
you gonna do it, Tim?
Tim can lead the men's side of the streakers.
Hear that, Tim? Apparently you're leading the men's streaking competition. If it's anything like the men's team last year in the what was it? The dance competition against the girls.
What did we
That
do?
they did.
Oh, the line dance. He just said a line dance, and then it was a.
No, at Vegas? Are you talking
Yeah,
about?
when you had all the instructors against each other. Was it last year or a couple years
I think it
ago?
was international against USA for line dances.
Tim said done. He will gladly lead the streaking competition.
There you go.
Wow! Yay!
There we go.
Tim. We'll have some Fireball right before.
Uh-oh.
No,
Yeah,
it's going
Jeff says, I want to go too if US lets us in by then. Jeff, I think, because Niels was telling me this, y'all can get in right now. It's just whether or not you have to have a visa. Because I know Niels is supposed to be over here in a couple weeks for an event in October. And that's what he was saying, that it's all about whether or not you have a visa right now.
Really? Okay.
That's what Niels had said he was trying to get in. Because he's supposed to be here the middle of October. for an event here in Florida for the Wild Roses workshop. That was supposed to be the week after. It's the weekend after when Windy City was going to be, and I think he said that he's still trying. I had him on the show that he was trying to get in. He just that like Yvonne just said, we can't get an ESTA. That's the issue right now.
Oh.
It's not. Yvonne just said no one can travel on an ESTA.
Interesting.
That's their issue they're having right now. Because I looked into going over to England and I could go. I just have to quarantine there for 2 weeks. I have to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks before I do anything.
That's pretty expensive.
As long as I can have fish and chips delivered to my B&B, I think I'll be okay.
How do they monitor when you're quarantined at a hotel? Who polices that?
I was kind of curious when I read it. When I read it on the thing. And Big Jim just asked, can someone share what an ESTA is? I think it's kind of like a
Visa?
I think it's kind of like a visa. And like John said, I heard they're not
Google
issuing
it.
ESTAs. I think, yeah.
Wow.
Which, by again, 2 months from now, that could definitely change. That could definitely change. I've watched stuff change daily here. It replaced with the green card.
And even the people at Westgate believe that there will be new government new restrictions lifted before November. So
Right, I 100% agree with you on that. I think we're going to need to see new stuff almost weekly released in the next couple weeks, especially.
Yep. So
All we can do is wait and see from month to month.
Yeah, like Jonathan and Yvonne said, it's the same as a visa pretty much. And Joe said even with an ESTA, you still can't get into the States at the moment. Huh.
Okay.
Haley said the electronic system for travel authorization. Interesting.
Yep. Well, like we said, things seem to change.
and it's even with the Canadian border being closed too.
Right,
But-
yeah, that I knew. I do know the Canadian border was still closed.
Yeah, a lot of our Canadian dancers aren't going to be able to come, unfortunately, because of that.
Right.
So that's a shame. But of course, we understand, and we'll make sure that
Right.
we'll roll you over to next year.
Like Jen just said, she goes, I'm so happy that your event is going. I know she's looking
thank
forward to
you.
coming. I know, we were talking about that the other day.
I think Jen enjoys the after parties at the events more than the event itself.
Jen enjoys Vegas. I
have some pictures that I would love to share, but Jackie has threatened me that I cannot. But Jen made a very lasting impression at last year's Vegas Dance Explosion.
Uh-oh.
Up in the Elvis Suite.
Ruh-roh.
Good stuff. Always fun. Always
Jen's
fun.
like, yes.
It's
And
just
Vanessa just said the Canadian border closure just got extended.
Oh,
Till when?
man.
Vanessa, till when? Jen says no pics. Do not share the pics, Doug.
And there's some video too. But,
Yvonne just said too, she goes, I checked today and they're still not allowed to go to the U.S., but the strange thing is that her flight still has not been canceled by the airline.
Odd. See what? You don't know what to expect. Now, those of you who are traveling, make sure and keep checking on your airline tickets, because we had tickets to another part of Mexico. Didn't even realize that they'd been canceled. We were just checking on something totally different.
and we didn't get notification.
Didn't get
of
any
that.
notification that the trip was canceled. So we that's why we're going to Cabo now instead of Huatulco, because now it's way too
I did notice
expensive.
that. I know a couple airlines at the beginning, and I don't know how it is now, they randomly will switch your times.
Yes, I've seen that too, but this one, they just canceled the ticket altogether, and we had no idea. So
Oh.
when we went to rebook it, it was double the amount that it was when we first purchased it, so we changed our destination, which that worked out fine.
Yeah, I would have definitely changed the destination.
Yep, but just be aware, another couple we know went to Mexico, they got there and their resort was closed. But their shuttle took them there and then just left them there. So you just gotta check on every little detail if you're going on any trips, just to make sure you don't get stuck anywhere.
Yeah, I know Candace has gone down a couple times to see her parents because her parents are down there, and She said the only problem is they keep running out of beer.
I guess that would be a problem.
That is a problem. Maddie B wants to know, in general, what tips would you give for a first timer coming to Vegas?
Bring comfortable dance shoes.
Yes.
Bring a couple different pair, because if you wear the same pair the whole time you're there, which is 6 days, your feet will hurt.
And don't think you have to be at every workshop every hour. Take time to rest and enjoy, because everything's repeated, or like this year, tripeated, that just pace yourself, and it makes it fun.
That, and they'll be on the TV in the hotel room, so you can see which ones you want to watch.
Yes.
That's right.
We'll have those, and like I said, with I know your help and what we can do via the internet, everybody will be participating in one way or another. I'm sure of that. And we just need to find a country that doesn't have the travel restrictions, and then everybody from Europe fly to that country and then hop over to America.
Ooh.
Or you know what? I'll tell you what. I normally wouldn't say this in public, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, because there's not a whole lot of people, so this is going to be our little secret. I've got some relatives who live in Mexico. You guys can get to Mexico. I can get you across the border. I know where the wall has not been built. It's not going to be a lot. It's just...
No, your people cannot be part of this.
Call me.
No.
We'll take care of it.
No.
I will get you in.
No,
I promise.
your people's.
Viva la raza. Mi amigas.
Órale.
Mi familia. Con ustedes.
Vámonos.
Yeah.
Yvonne says take some energy with you.
Vegas isn't that far from the Mexican border. We can get you there.
Fly to Mexico. What? I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yeah.
But no, don't do it.
Or we just get some U.S. passports made up and just... There are ways that we can beat the system.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Or come to Tennessee. Oh wait, no, they still can't come out here.
That's America too.
I know, shut up.
Joe Kinzer says to sleep for 2 weeks prior to coming to the event.
She what?
Joe said to sleep for 2 weeks prior to coming to the event, because you're not going to sleep in Vegas.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Take your vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Take your vitamins way ahead of time. Yep. Oh, and don't mix your drinks.
No, yeah. Except if it's moonshine, because moonshine is a corn-based liquor. You can mix moonshine with rum, tequila, bourbon, gin, and it doesn't have a bad effect.
You sound like alcoholics.
No, but we're just educated because of what we do every night. So we get some moonshine, which we do bring a supply of moonshine with us to Las Vegas.
Yes, we do.
That'll, if you even might have had the coronavirus, have enough moonshine, it's gone. That's the best vaccine I know of.
Bam.
Simple.
Knocks it out.
So Jim just says, so this is why the Honky Tonk Highway was shut down by ice. Hearing Doug's story. I can hear it now. Knock on my door. What are you broadcasting?
Oh, wait. Yeah. I was kidding about all the sneakers.
Absolutely. I don't know
Forget
anything about your people.
And for those
people, the Filipinos came over too, you know. They didn't all
but
come
they didn't go to Mexico first.
Well, that was a gateway.
Hey, and for those of you who are feeling froggy, if you think you can chug beer, Doug will take on anybody in a beer chugging contest.
Right.
That too. Yep. Jonathan knows about that, right? Wasn't it Jonathan?
No, Dave, Big Dave.
Oh, Big Dave. Oh.
Big Dave knows all about that.
It was not so big that day.
Hey, I held my own.
You did good. You beat me one time. Didn't you beat me one time?
I did. I beat you at Fun in the Sun.
Yeah.
That's
one
right.
out of three.
It was a matter of foam on the bottom of the bottle.
It all depends on the temperature of the beer and what it's in.
Yeah, we learned. You learned about that.
Those lemon shandies weren't the easiest to chug either. They were cold and they were bottled with a little valve. Yeah.
I just needed a nipple on it.
We're checking out what all's happening, what you see. We can check out. Want to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by with us.
Let's see what I miss here. Vanessa did say that the Canadian border is closed till at least the end of September. There's rumors of longer. And Julie Ellis said the registration staff needs extra fireball for germ prevention.
Germ prevention. Okay. You got it.
Yeah.
We can
Pauline
do
said Dave let you win.
Oh! He was being polite.
No.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
funny.
know. Well, yes, Big Dave. Yeah. No, I kicked his ass. That's what happened.
Oh, that's hysterical funny.
Yeah,
That's
that was good.
That was fun. I had no
and
idea
Jill
what was
says,
happening.
no, don't listen to Julie.
Oh.
Joe Kendra says mainland Greece is open. We can all go there.
There you go. See, find the country and just come on. We can do it.
That's a brilliant idea.
Because we've had friends that have gone internationally. They don't even put you in a special line or anything. They're not segregating international travelers. They just come in. You know, tell them to come into Doug and Jackie's. It's fun. We'll have cookies, milk, fireball.
Fireball. So, guys, if you haven't yet, November 17th through 22nd, it's above our heads. Book your flights. If you can, come. If you can't, buy the videos. They're already up on our website. You can pre-register for them, and we will be live all weekend.
Because we're gonna have a social distance flash mob in Vegas, and we are gonna do that. So we will have a social distant flash mob in the hotel. Like, that's a tradition. We just won't be everybody so close. We'll just be
Scattered.
spread out.
Everywhere.
So yeah, all the fun stuff's still gonna happen. It's just gonna be different.
Then, if you can't go to Vegas, come see us in Tennessee.
Better
The shows are open.
Yep.
We can entertain you that way. Yep. Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
So yeah, if you can't go to Vegas, head to Pigeon Forge. If you can't head to Pigeon Forge, definitely come to Vegas.
Yes. One or the other.
One or the other. But thank you guys so much for coming on today, talking about the event, talking about what
thank
hopefully
you
is
for
going to
having
happen.
us.
Absolutely, anytime. Guys, tomorrow, if you don't know him, Jimmy Mulligan, country dancer, ballroom dancer, he's going to come on. We're going to be talking about the ballroom events that have already been happening and what they are doing to make it work. So definitely tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, at the same time. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. Again, right above us, November 17th through 22nd. Come party with us all in Vegas. Until tomorrow, see you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thanks for all you do, Kelly.
See ya.